Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Mark Pagnan, and I'm the IT Manager at Consolidated Travel. And with me is Olivia Chan, our Online Account Manager. She'll be giving you an overview and showcasing our new Quiktravel. We've been busy the last few months working on this, and we really hope to give you a good insight today, so that starting on Monday next week, when we switch everyone over, that you'll feel a lot more comfortable using the system. We expect this webinar to go for around 40 minutes, and we've tried to highlight the most important things so that we don't take up too much of your time. So without holding things up any further, I'll pass you on to Olivia for the presentation. Thanks.
Thanks, Mark. Hello, everyone. Let us get the presentation started. Thank you, everyone, for joining this webinar. We hope that this will be helpful and informative. Just some housekeeping notes before we start. Everyone's microphone is on mute and cameras turned off to minimize noise and interference. There is a lot to cover, so we will try to keep to the presentation for everyone's benefit. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the Q&A area, and my colleagues will try to answer them the best they can. Anything we cannot answer during the presentation, we will try to get to them at the end if we have time. Otherwise, we will email the answers later. You will also have access to the online help when the new Quiktravel is released. As you know, the team has been hard at working rebuilding the Quiktravel site to make it easier for you to issue your tickets. We will be launching the new sites in the coming weeks, where it will replace the existing site. So we thought it would be important to give you an insight before it changes. This is what we will be covering in this webinar. We'll be giving you an overview of the new Quiktravel, showing you the changes through demos. We know how NDC is in everyone's mind at the moment. This will be something we'll be covering today. And most importantly, we'll let you know when the new Quiktravel will be launched. I'm sure you are mostly familiar with the existing Quiktravel. Here are some of the features that Quiktravel currently has. These include issuing tickets, ADM guarantee, works with Sabre, Amadeus and Galileo, SPMs, reissue, voids, etc. So let me introduce you to some of the new features the new Quiktravel will bring for you. Without a doubt, the biggest feature is the ability to issue NDC tickets, which we will go through in more details in just a moment. But we have made some other big improvements for you. We have streamlined the ticketing process where you can issue a ticket in just 2 clicks. We have a new Manage Bookings area, which is similar to the ticketing activity you're already used to, but with a lot more features like tracking refund requests and queues, voiding multiple tickets, and we have introduced the ability to request refund quotes, and it ties in with a whole new ticket center messaging system to facilitate better communication with the ticket center and in real time, where message notifications will appear while you're working in Quiktravel. Quiktravel is certified with Amadeus, Travelport and Sabre. But before we go any further, let's go over NDC. So how does NDC work with Quiktravel? Let's quickly go over the setup process first. Agents will need to request access to NDC content from airlines. Airlines will most likely require agents to have an IATA or a TITS number. Agents nominate their consolidator for NDC ticketing or use their own IATA. Airlines will provide agents with a choice on how they want to access NDC fares, either via the airline portal or website, direct API if you're building your own system, via an aggregator system or website, or via the GDS. To use Quikticket to issue NDC tickets, you must choose the GDS. And to make it easier to register, as you may have seen, we have introduced a Quikticket NDC registration feature. Quiktravel, both existing and new, provides a button to allow you to register for NDC. This will authorize Consolidated Travel to provide your details to the airlines so they can set you up with access to NDC fares on the GDS, and allow you to issue tickets with Consolidated Travel. Once the airline completes the onboarding process, you'll be able to see the NDC content in the GDS, create a booking, and issue in the new Quiktravel. SQ and QF NDC content is already available in the GDS, so please register yourself with us if you haven't already done so. Most agents have already registered with Qantas QDP a couple of years ago, and we are providing a list of agents to SQ on a weekly basis. So how does NDC work with Quiktravel? This diagram illustrates the role of the GDS and Quiktravel. The GDS provides you with the system to search, price and book an NDC order. This is similar to the process with normal GDS bookings. Once your NDC order is created in the GDS, you can go into Quiktravel, retrieve it and fulfill it. We recommend that you update to the latest version and contact your GDS for more information, as there are always lots of changes happening with airlines and NDC. Just to let you know, Amadeus has arranged a webinar for their agents on the 24th of August at 2 p.m, and we will also be presenting together with them. That webinar will cover more about NDC booking and ticketing. So Amadeus agents, please come and join us. The main thing to note is that NDC content is available via the GDS, just like how you currently access your normal fares. When you book or create the NDC order, the GDS will then create a PNR in your PCC. Then you simply go into Quiktravel, retrieve the PNR and choose to issue the ticket. So what can Quikticket do with an NDC order? These are some of the Quikticket NDC features. As you can see, Quikticket will allow you to issue, void and refund NDC tickets on Sabre, Amadeus and Travelport. In the months ahead, you will also be able to reissue tickets, including the ability to reshop for alternative fares. We'll let you know more in due course. Few things to note when processing your NDC orders. Unlike GDS PNRs, you cannot reprice or change the NDC booking in any way. All passengers and sectors on the booking will be ticketed. You cannot void individual NDC tickets. You can only void the whole NDC order for all tickets. Voids are usually allowed within the same day, but in some cases, it may only be allowed within a few hours. Every time you try to void an NDC order, Quikticket will check and provide options, including any cost for a refund instead if the airline does not allow you to void. Please note that you will be able to cancel your NDC order directly in the GDS, but we strongly recommend against this if you have already issued your ticket in Quiktravel, and that you instead cancel your booking in Quiktravel so that we do not invoice you. If you do cancel your NDC order in the GDS, please make sure to advise our fares and ticketing staff so we can cancel your invoice. Now let's take a look at what the new Quiktravel looks like. Login is still via the Consolidated Travel website with your current credentials. After logging in, you will see a more streamlined layout with a few new features. All menu options are now on the left. This includes your ticketing activity, which is now under Manage Bookings. You may see different options depending on your permission level. So if you need access to something, please contact your agency administrator. Across the top, you will see the fare tool. The Quick Find feature, which is used to display a fare sheet, is now located here. You can also find your fare library in this area. You can also find ticket center messages, different language versions, your profile information, and the help center. We will go through a bit more about the fare tools and ticket center messages later on. Important messages will be displayed across the top center, and you can now see your ticketing activities by number of tickets or see which are your top airlines with the new interactive charts, with the option to choose between results from last 7 days or last 30 days. The action booking section of Quiktravel is mainly for PNRs which haven't been processed in Quikticket previously. If you have retrieved a PNR earlier, a link will be shown under the recent bookings area, so you can just click on it to pre-populate the boxes. Otherwise, select the PCC you need and enter the PNR. Now you'll need to select the action you wish to take. From the menu, you will see Issue Ticket, Reissue and Revalidation, Issue EMDs, Price and Queue, and Queue PNR. Once you have selected the action, you can proceed by clicking on Retrieve PNR. Once you've retrieved the PNR, you will have to review a few options before proceeding. You can choose to issue either a gross or net fares in Quikticket. With net fares, you will need to select the fare you want to apply by going to Search for Fares. You will be given the option to either enter a QuickFares price code or to search for one. With gross fare, you will be given the option to use a store fare if one exists in the booking. You can see this by clicking on Show next to Stored Fare. To select the stored fare, simply click on the checkbox. Once selected, you will see the fare number next to the sectors and passengers, and if a form of payment is also stored in the fare, it will be selected. If not, please select from the available options. If you do not choose to use a store fare or it is not available, you can choose to price the passengers and sectors selected by clicking on the Show Price Summary button. A form of payment will need to be selected before proceeding. Before moving on to the next step, depending on the permission level, you may also see the options to override Quikticket system settings. You can see this option by clicking on Show. Noting that not all options may be available with the ticket you're issuing. I won't go through how each of the override works today, as these are available in the current Quikticket version, but if you would like to know more about how each option works, you can refer to the help guide online. It is important to note that setting any overrides will void any guarantees, and you will be responsible for any ADMs. Once you click on the Show Price Summary button, the system will price the booking according to your selections and show you the amounts for each passenger. Clicking on the Action button, which are the 3 dots on the side, will allow you to view the ticket information for each passenger, showing you details of the flights, fare basis codes, baggage allowance, fare and tax calculations, endorsements, and other information. When you click on Added SPM, you will be able to apply fees or discounts to set your own selling price, which will be shown in the passenger itinerary. You will have the option to either save the SPM settings to an individual passenger or save it for all. After checking on the prices, click on Issue Ticket to proceed. You also have the option to include an additional email or an agent reference to the booking before proceeding. You will then be taken to the confirmation screen, where the new feature is that you can access the invoice by clicking on View link next to the invoice number. The passenger itinerary and invoice will also be emailed to you as per the current email settings. You can check on this setting and make changes if required via agency settings. You will see the ticket numbers, and you can click on the View e-ticket link to see the passenger's e-ticket and the View SPM link to see the settings. And that's all it takes to issue tickets via Quikticket. As you can see, it's now a quick 2-step process with everything easily accessible. Want to mention about the OB fee, which is the credit card fee collected by airlines using the industry standard OB code. This is something new to Quiktravel, in which the previous Quikticket version was not able to account for. When you choose credit card as the form of payment, and if the airline charges an OB fee, you will see this in price summary. Now with issuing NDC tickets, you'll be pleased to know that it's an even more simple process. Just as you would with your GDS bookings, you can retrieve the NDC order by entering the NDC PNR in the middle box and click on Retrieve PNR. Then you'll see the booking information showing in NDC price summary. With NDC orders, you're not able to select which passengers or sectors to issue like you can with your GDS PNR. So all you need to do is to check that all details are correct and select your form of payment, making sure that you select the same form of payment as when you created the NDC order, or you'll get an error. By clicking on the action dots, you'll be able to see more details of each passenger and to add a SPM. And if you want to, you can add an email and agent reference before proceeding. The Add an Email box will send documents like the e-ticket and invoice to that email, and reference will show in your invoice and statement. To complete the order, click Fulfill NDC. Once finished, you'll get the confirmation page just like your GDS bookings. Due to time limitation, we might not be able to go through every feature within Quiktravel today. There will be a survey after today's session, and please feel free to let us know if there are other topics you would like for us to go through in details. And depending on the feedbacks, we may arrange additional sessions to go through them. Don't forget that we also have our online help center where you can access step-by-step guide for many topics. Now, one of the features I would like to talk about under Action Bookings is QPNR. With QPNR, once you retrieve your PNR, you can choose from a list of reasons as to why you want to queue it over to the ticket center. This includes issue new ticket, reissue or revalidation, quoting either for a reissue or a fare, issue EMDs, or to void a document. For each of the reasons, different information will need to be provided. Please follow the prompts as you go and click on the QPNR button, which will then take you to the confirmation screen. This should be the same as how you would queue your PNR to the team at the moment, just the layout might be different. And one of the new features in the new Quiktravel for QPNR is to add attachment if required. Other than that, the process is the same as the ones you used to. Just provide as much information as you can to help the team with processing your request. From this, it takes us to the Manage Booking section of Quikticket. Coming to Manage Bookings, you can do your search either by entering the PNR, ticket number, passenger name, or invoice number, or you can bring up the results by dates. You have the option to search for tickets issued by you or all the tickets issued within your agency, noting that this is subject to the permission level of your login. Your search results will be displayed, and you can use the different filters to manage the results. You can choose the number of entries to display, choose to show tickets or refunds or QPNRs only, or a combination of them. And in the filter box, you can use keywords to filter your results. For example, Sabre to bring up only Sabre tickets, a surname, part of a ticket number or a PNR. You can also choose to export the results to Excel for reporting. Once you've found the booking you need, you can click on the arrow on the left to open up the PNR and view the individual tickets. As you can see, the layout is quite different to the current Quiktravel you're using. From this screen, you can see information such as whether the ticket is an adult or child ticket, which GDS it was booked in, whether it's a GDS or NDC ticket, and in the PNR line, you can see when the PNR was ticketed, and from the ticket number line, you can see the departure date. In the next column, you'll see different symbols with some numbers next to it. What they refer to is, this one means the number of tickets in the booking. This symbol means how many times it has been queued to the ticket center. And this one means a number of tickets applied for refunds in the booking. When you see multiple symbols together, it means that these are the actions done for the PNR so far. From here, click on the action button and you can choose to void ticket, view or edit SPM, view e-ticket receipt, view CRS ticket, send a refund quote, which is new to Quiktravel, submit a refund request, view or resend invoices, or view booking notes. This is to take action on a single ticket, and you can see from the top of the list the ticket number which you're working on. If you have multiple tickets in the PNR, by clicking on the checkboxes on the left, you will see a new button appearing for selected items. This provides you with a list of actions you can take on all the selected items. Let's take a look at voiding a ticket. For GDS bookings, find the PNR you need, and to void tickets one by one, click on the action button of the ticket at the ticket level and select the void ticket option. For multiple tickets, just as how we've shown you before, select the tickets with the checkboxes and select void ticket from the drop-down. And you will see a pop-up with the ticket details, and you can click on void ticket to proceed. You will see the confirmation on the top of the screen, and the page will refresh, and the status is now changed to void in Manage Bookings. The process to cancel an NDC order is the same as voiding a GDS booking in Quikticket. The only difference is that, as mentioned before, when cancelling an NDC order, you're cancelling all the tickets within the booking, whereas you can choose to void individual tickets for a GDS booking. So you can see that you cannot see the void ticket option on the ticket level. Click on the action button from the PNR level, select void order, and you will see a pop-up with ticket details, and click on void order to proceed. You will see the confirmation at the top of your screen, and the status will change to void under Manage Bookings. Please note that the void option will not be available if you have requested a refund for the ticket was not issued on the current day, your login does not have permission to void a ticket, or your login does not have the permission to void a ticket which was issued by another user within the agency. Another frequently used feature in Quikticket would be submitting a refund request. In the current version, you would only be able to submit the request, but in the new Quikticket, you have the extra option to request for a refund quote before deciding if you will go ahead with a refund. With submitting a request, it is quite a simple process, and just as with voiding a ticket, you can choose to refund an individual ticket or a number of tickets within a PNR. But when you refund an NDC order, you're refunding the entire order. After selecting Request Refund, which is from the ticket level, either by individual tickets or multiple tickets if it is a GDS booking, or from the PNR level if it is an NDC order, you will have to select a refund reason. These are pretty much the same as the reasons you have to choose from in the current version. It will help the Ticket Center team to process your refund smoothly if you include any notes in this section. And depending on which reason you choose, for example, the airline schedule change, you will see reminders on the supporting documents you need to include. Simply click on Add File to upload the attachments. If you have multiple tickets in the PNR, you will have the option to choose which ticket the file relates to, or for the file to apply to the whole booking. And in the new Quikticket version, you can now upload multiple files. If you select Dupe Ticket as the reason, you will also be provided with an option to enter the duplicate ticket number before proceeding. You will see different reminders on the supporting documents required depending on the refund reason. Once you've filled in all the details, you can click on Submit Refund and request will be sent to the Ticket Center for the team to action. You will receive an email confirming your request, and you will also be able to see the status of this request in Manage Bookings. If you need to cancel your request at any time, you can select this from the Action button. Click on Cancel Refund Request. This will only be available if the request has not been actioned. For your queued request, the Ticket Center team will communicate with you via Ticket Center messages if they need further information. There are two areas where you can access Ticket Center messages. One, it's in the Welcome area, or you can access your messages by clicking on the envelope icon on the top right-hand corner. It may also pop up on the top right-hand corner of the screen if the message comes through whilst you're in Quiktravel. You will only see any unread messages or messages that requires attention when you click on the envelope. Click on View Messages to access them. You can choose to see all your unread messages only or to see all messages. If you have the permission as the agency manager, you will also see a drop-down list and able to view messages for other staff members. You will notice 3 different icons being shown for a message. A yellow triangle, which means it requires action from you. A blue circle, they are messages with information that you still need to read. And a grey tick, meaning that the message has been read and no further action is required. Messages will appear for the following cases submitted via Quikticket. With a refund request or quotes, you will only get a message in the Ticket Center messages if further information is required to process your request. To respond, enter the information in the box and click on Send Response. Your queued request, which includes your ticket issue, reissue, revalidation, EMD or quotes, just like with the refund quotes, you will see from the message whether further information is required or they will reply with a quote. At the end of each day, you will get an email reminding you if there are any new messages. Apart from issuing tickets and managing existing bookings, one of the other main features you're probably familiar with in Quiktravel is the Commissions page. In the new Quiktravel, Commission has moved to the menu bar on the left. Simply enter either the airline code or the name of the airline and select from the list. You can enter up to 5 airlines if you want to see and compare the commissions for a number of them. Click on Search to bring up the results, and you'll see that all your information is now available in one page. You will see the commission information here, and you can hover your mouse over symbols to see the meaning. If it is a ticket which needs to be issued by the Ticket Center, it will indicate here. Information about service fee is also available here. Reports have been greatly enhanced in the new Quiktravel, where you now have a dashboard to see some charts as well as generating a report. On the dashboard, you can see charts with information such as number of tickets issued, total sales, sales by airlines, etc. The information you see here will be determined by the permission of your login. You can choose the type of information to show on each of the charts by clicking on Choose Charts. You can also choose the date range and ticket types to display. This will change the information shown on all charts. Where available, some charts will also provide an option to show amounts with or without taxes or showing net or gross amounts. You can generate reports for detailed information on your activities. Simply enter the parameters and the type of reports, like tickets issued, airline sales, your weekly or monthly trends. Click on View to generate the report. The report will appear in a new browser window or tab. You can scroll through to view the information or save the report in a number of formats, including Word, Excel, or PowerPoints. We have also given more customization and control to the agency administrator through agency settings. If your login has the permission to see the agency settings, you will notice that apart from managing the logins of your staff and to check your agency's credit balance and uploading logos, which is used for documents like passenger itinerary and receipts, you can also set defaults used in fare search and also for SPM. You can now also view and change the email settings for receiving invoices and notifications. And if you have not already registered for NDC with us, you will also see this option here. Now this brings us to the end of the presentation. I hope you are as excited as we are with the launch of the new Quiktravel. The change will happen on Monday the 23rd of August. Once again, just log in as you normally would and you will see the changeover after logging in. I hope you had found today's presentation beneficial and has provided you with the information to get started on using the new Quiktravel and NDC ticketing.
Okay, thanks, Olivia. So during the presentation, I think we've had a few questions that were raised. So we've got a bit of time now that we can spend answering those. Olivia, did you want to find out any questions that you had there?
We have a question about NDC. So this agent has registered for NDC but can't see any NDC fares or booking in the GDS.
Yep, okay. Yeah, there's not much NDC content at the moment. Look, I'll be honest, NDC is still very early stages. There's still a lot of changes happening. So with our current situation, especially with the pandemic, it makes it worse as there's really very little flights that you can pick up on. Look, I'd suggest just to keep searching in the coming weeks and months as things pick up. Not all airlines have NDC content in the GDS yet. We know we've seen both airlines and GDS working pretty hard in the last several months to improve this. As we've said in the presentation, Qantas and SQ are the main ones in this market to have the content in the GDS. We've been speaking with other airlines as well, and they all have a roadmap as to when they'll provide content. So that is actually in the pipeline right now. And we're constantly working with GDSs as well to provide the NDC content in the coming months. And some have indicated they'll provide content towards the end of this year and early next year as well with the GDS. Some airlines also may hold off providing NDC content until they feel more comfortable being able to service the bookings. So especially to allow for post-ticketing services like reissues. So especially that they want to make that in a more automated fashion because they don't really want to increase their resources to handle phone calls from agents to service bookings, and I'm pretty sure agents don't want to be on the end of those phone calls waiting as well. So I think it's in everyone's interest to make sure that NDC works in a more automated fashion. And I think that means that we just probably need to wait a little bit longer. There is and will continue to be a lot of updates in the coming months from both airlines and what they can provide for NDC and GDSs. So we'll be totally across that, and we'll be constantly making changes to Quiktravel to improve it and provide more functions and features as they become available. So just, yeah, I guess just listen out for any updates on that.
Great. A few questions also that came through is how can they get more information about NDC ticket issues and voids?
Ticket issues and voids for NDC or?
For NDC, yes.
Yeah, okay. from what we've shown in the presentation with the issue and the void, it's pretty much the process to issue a ticket and void a ticket, NDC ticket. It's pretty straightforward. You can't, there is not that flexibility yet. I think NDC will improve over time. And this is not like a limitation with Quikticket, it is actually how NDC is at this moment. It's still early stages, like I said, it will improve. But yeah, we pretty much allow you to issue tickets and NDC tickets and void them fairly easily in Quikticket.
Yep. Coming to questions about Quiktravel, agents want to know if there are any special setup that they need to do in order to access the new Quiktravel.
No, so there's no additional setup. So it's pretty much, if you've got access to Quiktravel right now, come Monday morning, you'll have access to the new Quiktravel. You log in as you do normally through the Consolidated Travel website. All your existing logins will work the same. You can manage those logins as well in the agency settings, as we showed just earlier. If you don't have access to Quiktravel, please get in touch with us. You can check our website or you can email us at ctgsales@consolidated.travel.
And what about all bookings? That's been carried across and they don't need to do any special imports or anything like that, yeah?
No, so that, yeah, all your bookings will exist. So if you go on Monday when you log in, you can go to the Manage Bookings area and all your bookings that you've been working on this week, last week and previously will all appear there, including any refunds that you've requested. That will all appear in the Manage Bookings area. So you'll see that information come up there. I don't think that was, you would have seen some information in the current version, but there's a lot more information in this new version for refunds and even queuing. So if you've queued bookings, you'll see information there as well about those. So yeah, just check the Manage Bookings area for that.
Great. Online Help Center, that's something that we've shown you guys during the webinar as well. It's the little question mark symbol on the top right-hand corner of the new Quiktravel. So just click on that and click Help Center. That will take you to the help guide. And we are going to upload videos, and there are also step-by-step guides there in case you forget to do, or want to find out more on how to do one of the functions. Now, there is a question about the Amadeus webinar that we have mentioned. Mark?
Yes, we do have that on Tuesday next week. So Amadeus would have already sent out an invitation to agents. So if you should have got that. If you don't, what we'll do is we can actually email all agents that link. That is actually very good. If you're an Amadeus agent, we really encourage you to go and see that. That will show you how to create an NDC booking. Yeah, Amadeus have got a demonstration to show you that. Plus, we'll be there to show you how the ticket is issued as well, similar to what you've already seen today. But we'll go over that again. So we'll give you the complete flow from start to end with how you create the booking in Amadeus and then issue within Quikticket. So that was the 24th of August at 2 p.m. Australian Standard Time.
23rd of August.
Oh, sorry, is it? No, 24th. 24th.
Okay.
We're launching on the 23rd.
We're launching on the 23rd and then 24th. Sorry, my bad.
Amadeus webinars on the 24th.
After, yeah.
And then it's 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time as well.
Yep. Okay, we've got a question that just came through. If
is it Travelport?
Yeah, Travelport, it's going to organise a webinar. We haven't received any updates from them yet, have we?
No. Yeah, I would reach out to Travelport if you're a Travelport agent. They do have training as well for their SmartPoint product, and they've got, you would have seen, I think, SmartPoint version 10. Make sure you update to the very latest version. They've got so you can see all the NDC features. Yeah, I think they have online training, so you'll be able to see on their website and access their training from there. Otherwise, reach out to your account manager. Yeah, but I think they've got the SmartPoint plugin that you can access NDC fare content. So I would encourage to reach out to your GDS for that.
And just going back to the Amadeus link, we will be putting that webinar link, the registration link, in today's newsletter. So please keep an eye out for that. That's coming through later this afternoon. That's all the questions that I see. Sorry, another one, just going back to the GDSs, Sabre this time.
Sabre, okay. I think it's the same story with Sabre. I don't know if they're doing a webinar. I haven't heard that they're doing a webinar. But again, the same thing with them. They've got a lot of training materials. It'd be best to speak to them. They've just got, they're a little bit different to, say, Travelport. They actually provide the fare content through their graphical user interface. So when you do a search for fares in Sabre Red 360, you will see the NDC content appear alongside the other content, and it does it shows like a little indication that it's an NDC fare, just like a little box with NDC written in it. Yeah, and those are the ones with the basically the fare content from the NDC with airlines. So if you create a booking with that, definitely try and you can definitely issue that in Quikticket.
So okay. I think another question that came through, it's about the NDC. Is NDC the future, and is it in our best interest to book NDC fares? Are they priced differently to the GDS fares?
I would book any fare that gives you the best price and best commission, whether they be GDS fares or NDC fares. I think NDC is still very early stages. There will be more content. There's not much now. But there will be, and the vision of NDC has been always that it'll give the users a better experience with richer content. That will come. It's probably not there yet, but if there are incentives for you to book NDC fares, I'll definitely go with that. At the moment, Qantas and SQ are the main players in this market that are giving out the content, and there isn't really that much, and like I said, it's mainly because there are not many flights happening at the moment. NDC is the future, but it is still very early stages. That's part of that journey. So we've just got to keep our ears out as to what happens in that space. In terms of pricing, that definitely happens. It can happen. It really depends on what the airlines want to release. They may provide incentives to book NDC, and they may, and as we've seen, they may also impose fees on GDS fares. But whatever the case, we're catering for both. So whatever's best for you, we'll try and make it work with the GDS and Quikticket as well.
Great. Just a question. I think it's related to operational fares and ticketing in general. Just clarifying that the ticket center messages, they are monitored and replied by the current fares and ticketing staff. So that pretty much just a more streamlined flow rather than trying to reply to emails and coming back and forth, so that everything's kept in one place. And if they actually ever come back to you with a quote, you can pretty much just kind of flow on with the process. So there's no change in terms of the turnaround or anything like that with the
if anything,
side of things.
If anything, it'll just improve things, because if you're in Quiktravel and one of our fares and ticketing consultants responds to your query, it'll pop up in Quiktravel while you're working. So so you'll be notified pretty much in real time when the consultants reply to you. So That's probably the additional benefit that this new version provides as well, with that instant communication. I do see a question there about NDC fares being commissionable. That's a great question. Probably one for the airlines, but I don't know. I'm not sure, because I haven't seen much fare content at the moment with NDC. I guess, and it will depend based on the airline. It will be different from carrier to carrier, but the commission structure follows pretty much the same as what it is in the GDS. So it's just going to depend on what the airline releases at the time.
Now, we have another question, is if they are able to issue EK tickets, which is booked from the airline gateway portal.
Yeah, so EK is currently not available with NDC via the GDS. That is something they're working on. So that's actually a good question, because that will come in time. At the moment, they've got their portal. It's their Logix portal. So they've you can create bookings in that portal. You won't be able to issue those in Quikticket, the ones that are created in that portal. But you can queue your request to us, and we can manually issue it for you through the EK portal as well, from with our fares and ticketing staff. Unfortunately, that's just not available yet, but it's actually being worked on right now. So that'll come. I don't quote me, but I'd say probably the end of the year, or if not, early next year.
Great, thanks, Mark. That's all the questions that we have today.
Yep. Okay, great. That's a lot of good questions there. It's good to see. Yeah, so I think we've answered pretty much every question there, so that's good to see. We'll leave it there. But what we'll do is we'll collate all the questions and address these in our upcoming newsletters. If you don't receive the newsletter, please let us know. We can easily add you onto the list. So you can email us at ctgsales@consolidated.travel if you want to be put onto that list. And one final thing too is, at the end of this webinar, there are 3 very small questions. We'd really appreciate if you could just answer the 3 questions. It's just not only feedback, to get your feedback on the presentation, but also we want to know what other topics that you want covered, or what other information that you'd like to see from us, so we can try and address that. So we'd really appreciate if you can answer those last 3 questions for us in the survey at the end. Other than that, thanks again. Thank you, Olivia, for the presentation.
Thanks, Mark.
We hope these presentations provide you with enough information to make you feel a bit more comfortable on Monday with the new system. So thank you. Stay safe, and goodbye.
Bye.